Good morning, Steamboat Christian Center. How we doing? Hey, would you stand to your feet as we sing this morning? If you know it, I want to hear you singing it. Come on. Wandering into the night, wanting a place to hide this weary soul. Oh, this bad bones. I try with all my might, I just can't win the fight. I'm slowly drifting like a vagabond. Just when I ran out of the road, I met a man I didn't know. He told me that I am not alone. We sing it, come on. He picked me up and turned me around, placed my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, because He healed my heart, changed my name, forever free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior. Say, I thank God. Oh, I cannot deny what I've seen. Got no choice but to believe. My doubts are burning, oh, like ashes in the wind. So long to my old friends, burden and bitterness. You can just keep it moving. Hey, 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 you ain't welcome here. From now till I walk streets of gold, I'll sing of how you saved my soul. This wayward son has found his way back home. Say, pick me up and turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, yeah. He healed my heart, changed my name, forever free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, I thank God. Oh, yeah. All right, this is my favorite part. I want to hear you sing it. Never lost another one. I am free. I am free. I am free. Never lost another one. I am free. Yeah. Sing, I am free. Yeah. Never lost another one. Oh, yes, I am. Sing, I am free. Hey. Never lost another one. I am free. Oh, I am free. I am free. Say, never lost another one. I am free. I am free. I am free. Say, never lost another one. I am free. I am free. Yeah. Pick me up and turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, because He healed my heart, He changed my name, forever free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, I thank God. Oh, I thank God. Come on and put your hands together this morning. Hey, we are so glad you're here. Go ahead and take a seat. Kyle's going to give us some announcements this morning.
Well, good morning. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It is good to see you guys here. Like Chris said, my name is Kyle. I'm the youth pastor here, and it's good to see you online or brand new here. Hey, if this is your first time or you're just checking us out, I'll let you know from the very beginning, we're all about loving God and loving people. It's pretty simple, not always that easy, but everything we think, we do, we plan, we breathe is all about loving God and loving people. So I hope you get to catch that vibe today. And if you are checking us out for the first time online, click the link. We'd love to just see see you and send you a gift. If you're here for the first time in person, we're going to have some staff hanging out right down here after the experience. So come on down and say hi. And yes, it is Memorial Day weekend, even though it doesn't look like summer. It might snow. I think this is the tip into summer. And so we are starting it off right. Our Steamboat kids are making waves. It is a 3-night event. It is their VBS from June 6th through June 8th at 6:30 each night. So you're going to want to sign your kid up for that. It is amazing. It is from kindergarten to 5th grade, and it's all about how your kid can make an impact in this community and make waves. And then the very next week, we are taking our middle schoolers and high schoolers to summer camp. And it's such a fun weekend, but it also is a space that your kid can develop their own faith. And it's not grandma's faith, it's not mom's faith. They get the time to develop their own faith. We say own it. And so that is the next week, June 14th through the 17th. Make sure you sign up your students for those 2 events. And then if you're not one of those people and you're like, I'm an adult, what's in it for me? Well, we're starting our Summer Connect groups the first 2 weekends of June. But before we do that, we want to give you guys an opportunity to step up and serve and host a group. If you're like, hey, I like mountain biking, I like cornhole, I like boating, start a group. All it takes is just a yes, and then you are able to sign up, and we will help you get people in your group. We will help you promote it. We'll help with food, whatever you need. But we want to give you guys an opportunity to just get a group of friends together, because we know that life is better connected, and especially in the summer. Super busy summer, but this will help you stay connected to loving God and loving people, and that's what we're all about here. And so, yes, we are going to sing 2 more songs as we go into our experience. If you want to stand up and tell the person next to you, happy Memorial Day weekend. Happy Labor Day.
You gave your life for mine, nailed to the cross, you crucified all my sin and shame. It was washed by your mercy. You are the treasure I find, my reason for living, so let my life become an offering to the one who is worthy. And all praise to the Lord Most High. All praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, my King of heaven, my King forever. Forever. You stormed the gates of my heart. The veil in between was torn apart. Now you hold the keys to the grave, 'cause you bring things to life. You roll stones away. Sing this together with hands lifted high. I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life down before you. I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life now. It's for you. Let me hear you sing. I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life down before you. Yes, I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life now. It's for you. Yeah, I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life down before you. I lift my hands up, lay my whole life, lay it down. Hey, it's for you. All praise to the Lord Most High. All praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, High King of heaven, my King. We sing all praise to the Lord Most High. All praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, High King of heaven. We sing, I lift my hands, lift up my hands, lay my whole life down, my whole life down for you. I lift my hands up, lay my whole life down, my whole life now. It's for you, yeah. And all praise to the Lord Most High. All praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, High King of heaven, my King forever. God, we know that you fight our battles for us. And so in the midst of whatever we're standing in today, we know that you're good. You're right by our sides. So would you show us that as we sing this morning? And I've tried so hard to see it. It took me so long to believe it, that you choose someone like me to carry your victory. Perfection could never earn it. You give what we don't deserve it. You take the broken and raise them to glory. And you are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Every battle you've won, and I am who you say I am. You crown me with confidence. I am seated in the heavenly place, undefeated, with the one who has conquered it all. So let all the striving cease right now. This is my vision. sing all praise. All praise to the Lord Most High. All praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, our King of heaven. One more time, we sing it like we mean it. All praise. And all praise to the Lord Most High. It's all praise to the one who saved my life. All praise to Jesus Christ, my King of heaven, my King forever. Can we pray together this morning? Lord, we love you. And we thank you that you are always faithful to meet us when we sing. We talk about it every week, God, that you're following after us. And so I pray that this morning, as we conclude this time of singing together, God, would you teach us to follow after you and to recognize that everything we face, you've been there a step ahead of us, God. So help us to walk in confidence, help us to walk in boldness, help us to know that you're on our side, God. We want to take this thing that we call faith and we want to break it down to what's important. So we're asking that you teach us to see you in the simplest things, in the simplest ways, God, that we can make relevant to our lives. We pray it in Jesus' name. If you believe it this morning, say amen, amen, amen. You may be seated.
You grab that?
Inside is comfortable. Inside a house, inside a family.
Oh, Jesus. Just use me.
No mas.
No mas, baby. Use me, Lord. Use me. Well, hello, Steamboat Christian Center. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday morning? Oh, God, I love that energy. Come on, please. Even the babies are loving it. Come on, keep that up. I'm excited. Well, happy Memorial Day weekend. And I've seen a lot of people who are from out of town, a lot of people back in town. My name is Jeff. I am the outreach director here at Steamboat Christian Center. I want to say welcome to everyone here. Welcome to everyone who's watching online. I got to give a big shout out right now to my girl Alicia. She's Aileen's sister, and she and her people are at Avenida Lakewood, 55 plus community. All their residents watch every week. Check this picture out. Come on. How amazing is that? Like, that's crazy. That is so awesome. I absolutely love that. Okay, I love that. That is the power of online church. They are loving their neighbors all the way over in Denver. That's incredible. I love it. Well, hey, as Kyle said, our vision here at SCC is to love God and love people. Okay, love God and love people. It's very simple. If anybody ever asks you, well, what is SCC? What's that log church over there about? Well, you know what, man? We're a church for the unchurched. We love God and we love people. Boom. Simple as that. Very easy. Now, here's why. Matthew chapter 22, verse 37. It says, you must love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second one is equally important. And it says what, church? Love your neighbor as yourself. Whew. Sometimes that's a lot harder than it is. And we have centered this entire series around this one question. What would it look like if we and our whole community took this commandment seriously and literally? Right now, all across Steamboat, all of the churches are having the same message today. We're all coming together, unified as one, and here's why. Pastor Troy and the pastors, they meet every month, and a few months back, they brought in the president of the city council of Steamboat Springs, and I'm like, everybody's not looking at me, okay? What is going on? Oh, that is a little eerie, okay? Well, it's a good thing you're in here, okay? God will take care of us. Come on. Hey, so they brought in the president of the city council, and they said, well, what's the biggest need here in Steamboat, and in Routt County? And of course, she went over all of the major ones. I mean, we know a few of them. The housing is just bananas here. Our workforce has no place to live. I mean, drugs and alcohol are rampant in our valley. But she said at the very end, she said this. She said, Steamboat has lost a little bit of its neighborly vibe. Those were her exact words. Now, I've been here 5.5 years. By show of hands, would you agree, if you've lived here for any amount of time, that Steamboat has lost some of its neighborly vibe? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people all weekend have raised their hand and been like, yeah, it kind of has. I have some near and dear friends that moved, and that wasn't their sole reason, but he told me that a couple years ago. He's like, Steamboat's changed, And so after, we've gone through this pandemic and this craziness that seems to never, ever end. I'm just like, gosh, even me, I don't know how to greet people. I'm like, hello. I don't know, and then you're just like talking to me to love my neighbor. How do we greet them? They're going to really freak out on me, okay? But the president of the city council, she went on to say this, and this one really stuck with me. She said, many of the issues we face in this community could be drastically improved if we figured out a way to become a town of good neighbors. Wow. Come on, thank you, Jesus. We need this rain, okay? I'm sorry for your plans, but we need this. But honestly, I don't think that's just Steamboat. I think that's all over the United States, and if not the world. During this pandemic, we've been taught to social distance. Keep away, isolate, be by yourself, okay? And as a result, the entire world has become less neighborly, and that hurts my heart, where we as a nation have gone, and especially here in Steamboat Springs. And I believe that we as the church have a responsibility to change that. Come on. I really believe that we as a church have a responsibility. As followers of Jesus Christ, if this is happening in our community, in your community where you're from, we have got to step up and do something about it. Am I right? Yes. Man. Last week, Pastor Troy, if you did not get his message, it was incredible. It spoke to me tremendously, and a lot of people. He talked about the obstacle of time stops us from loving our neighbors like ourselves, because we as Americans, we suffer from hurried sickness. It's like, go. Hey, how you doing? I'm busy, just busy. We wear busyness as a badge of honor. And if you know me, I go pretty fast too. So that really hit me. But if we're going to take this commandment seriously, we've got to slow down. I mean, Jay Clapper just said it to me. He's like, Jeff, slow down. He says it to me all the time, every weekend. I think, slow down. And we've got to invest in other people, okay? But I also think that today, I think there's another reason why we're not loving our neighbors as ourselves. And I believe it is because of fear. Wow. I know, I see you all looking, I'm like, I got to turn around. I want to see what's going on. So I got FOMO big time. Everybody's looking. All right, write this down. Fear. Fear is the major reason. I've got 3 fears, because here's the thing. For many of us, it's a level of fear because we have to actually invest in people. And especially if these people live around me. Quite frankly, I have some super strange neighbors. And I bet if you ask them, they'd say, that dude is super weird. So I want to give you 3 types of fears. 3 types of fears that will stop us from loving our neighbors as ourselves. Number 1 is the fear of discomfort. Write that down. The fear of discomfort. I mean, let's face it. Us stepping out and introducing ourselves to a complete stranger that lives close by, that's uncomfortable. You're like, what do I do? What do I say? I mean, there's people in here right now that are just cringing on the inside. I never do that, okay? And it's because we have the tendency to desire our own space. that's comfortable and that I can control. And you know what that's called? It's called our home. It's called our home. A lot of people ask my wife, they say, oh my gosh, you got to live with him all the time. I bet it's bananas at your house. And sometimes it is, yeah, but a lot of the time, man, I'm chill. I come down. You know why? Because that's my haven. That's my retreat, my sanctuary, my place where I can escape all the stress in the world, all the chaos, and I can just say, you know what? And sit back on my love sack couch and watch the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson cook this year. Come on. There we go. I mean, honestly, in the moment I invite you into that, oh, it's gone. There goes my private little retreat area. You know, it's the fear of discomfort. And then also, I don't want to clean my house, okay? So that's why you're not coming over. The fear of discomfort, it is real from stopping us and from loving our neighbors as ourselves. Number 2 is the fear of rejection. The fear of rejection. That one is huge because when you walk up to people and you invite them, you don't know what you're going to get. You can get hey, get out of here, or you can get, or no, get away from here. Last week, we had a woman who she came up to me and she said, this has been speaking to me, these messages. And so I went up to my neighbor who had just moved in, and I was going to offer them something, she came with like a casserole and she was going to offer help. Well, she knocked, the woman opened up the door and she said, no, get out of here, and slammed the door on her. I was like, did you get your shotgun? She's like, you know what, I'm just going to keep praying for her. I'm going to keep praying for her. I'm going to keep praying for her. And I'm believing that God is going to open up a door. You know what? They could become the bestest of friends. We never know what people are going through, And then maybe we have the fear of rejection because we don't want to ask that deep question, okay? Religion or God or church. Let's just keep it status quo. All right, let's talk about the crazy weather that everybody's watching right now, my job, and what's going on in Steamboat. That's it. Let's just keep it because we don't want to rock the boat, God forbid. So we have the fear of discomfort, the fear of rejection, and the third one is, write this one down. Funny enough, it's the fear of success. The fear of success. And now you have your neighbors, and your neighbors want to share their struggles with you, and what's happening now is it's a burden. And now they are a little weird, and they're messy, and it's, their problem is now your problem, and all of a sudden your little, secret haven, escape from chaos. Well, chaos now lives next door to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. This is crazy, That is what happened. That's the fear of success. Of when we open up our lives and we open up our homes, it can be super scary. I guess the real question is, why would we do this? Why? Why would we open up our lives and why would we open up our homes for people? Because this is what Jesus did. And we are all called to be more like Jesus. I mean, honestly, you're here today, unless you were drugged here, okay, by your wife or somebody, we're here today because we want to be more like Jesus, And I'd be willing to bet right now that you have a couple of neighbors who, man, they need a friend or two. And you do it because my boy just walked in, Nick, first time in church, and it's because Joel's, because they're running for Uganda through the freaking pouring storm that everybody was looking at, not paying attention to me. That's why we invite people. That's why we open up our homes and our lives so people will step into it and say, oh, I like you. You're not so weird. You're not like those weird judgmental Christians. You know what? You're kind of cool. I'll check it out because that's what we do. See, Jesus, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, those are the Gospels, first 4 books in the New Testament, okay? If Jesus, through all of those, what Jesus does is he goes around, he enters homes, He shares meals with all kinds of people, from the untouchable leper, homeless guy that we want to give $1 to, and then we're like, oh, guy smells like I got to get away, to the fake, hypocritical, judgmental lead pastor at a megachurch. That's what Jesus did. And he loved everyone. Every single one of them. He loved them no matter of their religion. He loved them no matter of their race. He loved them no matter of their sexual orientation. Jesus Christ loved everyone, and so are we. Come on, church. Now, if you might not know me, I just look scary. My wife's like, you are freaking out, okay? I just get loud and passionate because it's something that I'm passionate about. And we're called to do the same thing as Jesus Christ. See, Jesus spent a whole lot of time with people in a home around a dinner table, all right? Mark, I'm going to fly through these. Mark 2:16. But when the teachers of religious law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with tax collectors and other sinners, they asked his disciples, why does he eat with such scum? Luke 7:34, the Son of Man has come eating and drinking, and you say, behold, a gluttonous man, a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Luke 15, the man welcomes sinners and eats with them. And I could go on and on and on with scriptures that say that. Let me let you in on a little secret. Come here. We are all sinners, okay? That's why Jesus was meeting with them. We're all sinners. It's amazing to me that the most famous book in the entire universe, translated in more languages, sold more copies than any book of all time, the Bible. And it's all based down to Jesus sharing food and sharing life with people. It's crazy that something so simple gets so much page time in this world famous book. It's almost like Jesus knew what he was doing. Maybe we need to take a note here. So it's 2022. I'm a technology guy. So what do? What is it? How do you be a good neighbor? Well, I Google it. All right, it's my best friend. Okay, Google how to be a good neighbor. I Googled it, how to be a good neighbor, and I got the top 8 from American Family Insurance. You guys ready? I know. Okay, offer more than a welcome basket is if there's someone new to your neighborhood. All right. Number 2 is maintain your curb appeal. So last night I just found out. Did you know that dandelions are a weed? I'm telling Pastor Charlie, I'm like, man, I got to mow my lawn, but it's just so beautiful and yellow. They're everywhere, and it's like this tall. He's like, what? He's like getting anxiety. He goes, you got to mow that now. That's not proper etiquette or curb appeal, you know. Number three is be a mindful pet owner. Pick up your dog's poo-poo, okay? Come on. Number 4 is know your property lines. Number 5 is fence etiquette. Number 6 is follow community rules. Number 7 is keep the noise down. If you wake up at 5 a.m., that does not mean that you can mow your lawn at 6:30 because we all don't wake up that early, okay? And number 7 is handle conflict peacefully. Peacefully, I know. You know what? Those are actually good. Those are actually, good ways. But I've came up with 7 ways, and I want you guys to write these down for me, okay? Now, little warning for me, talking to my neighbors and strangers comes super easy, okay? That's what I do. God has given me that gift, all right? So if you're like, oh, you don't have to be Jeff Subbott, like, Jesus, hey! It doesn't have to be you, okay? You don't have to be loud and weird like that, okay? You be you. And I promise you, these 7 ways, in small ways, I believe that if we implement these in our lives, God will start opening up huge doors for you to love your neighbor as yourself, okay? Number one, write this one down. It's a game changer. Stop and say hello. I know. I'm telling you what, it's trivial, but a wave and even a hello, it can go so much further than you can ever imagine. Even Jesus did it. Matthew 28, verse 9. Then Jesus met them, stopping them in their tracks. Good morning, he said. So I have a red Nissan Titan truck. It's pretty recognizable. There's like 3 in town, and so you always kind of know me if it's me. And I live on Conestoga Circle, and so you go up the hill, and it's one way in and one way out. And so if you're on our street, we know that you live there. And if you're not, you're probably speeding, and we're probably yelling at you, okay? But I started years ago. We've lived there ever since we've been here, 5.5 years. And I've started waving at everybody in my red truck. Took a couple years, but now I love it. It's just like, I'm like, hey, and everybody waves at me. I mean, I'm telling you, it's great. A few years back, I hop in my wife's car, and I'm like, that was weird. Nothing. No waves ever. I'm like, babe, hun, what's going on? Do you not wave to everybody? She goes, no. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, something so simple, honestly, church, we don't know what our neighbor's going through. We don't know the struggle that they had last night. We don't know that the fights that they're having with their daughter and with their family. We never, ever know what people have been through. I used to get pissed at people. I'd be like, oh, they didn't wave at me? And I was so convicted because I'm like, you know what? I don't know what she's going through right now. I don't know the chaos that is in her life. And me just a little, hi, how you doing? Good morning. Could be a game changer and be like, oh, man, that's what I needed today. Thank you. So number 1 is stop and say hello. Number 2 is meet a tangible need. Meet a tangible need. Matthew 14, Jesus took 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, leaned up to heaven and blessed them. Then breaking the bread into pieces, he gave the bread to the disciples who distributed it to all the people. They ate as much as they wanted. About 5,000 men and more women and children were fed that day. That's Jesus meeting a tangible need. We would be here all day if I went through the Bible and showed you every tangible need that Jesus met, okay? But we can do that, and it will change someone's life. I'm stubborn as a person, just kind of in general, and I have yet to, in 5.5 years, buy a snowblower, okay? I don't know if it's pride or what, but I'm like, I don't have a huge driveway, so I'm like, I can do this, I got this. Well, this year, I went out there, and it took forever for it to snow, if you're here, and there was one, maybe the first or real second one that was monstrous. I went out there I'm like, oh, man, my back is so heavy. The snow was so heavy, and I'm getting older and wider, and it's like, I can't do this. And so luckily my friends, Kathy and Trent, Dietrich, who go to this church, I went over, I'm like, can I please use your snowblower? I can't do this, And so it had massively dumped, and I'm blowing my snowblower, or I'm blowing my driveway, and 2 houses down is this elderly couple, and her and I have not had the best run-ins, let's say, in the last 5 years. And so you know what? I'm like, I'm going over there because there's no possible way that she can do this, and her husband definitely can't. So I went over there, and I snowblowed. It took me about 30, 45 minutes. And she came outside. She's moving everything, backing trucks up, making sure I get everything. Over here, you mess up, But now, I tell you what, now when I see her, every time I see her, she's like, hey, Jeff, hey, like through her window. She's right on the corner, and we walk around, and she's like, hey, always, so over the top nice to me, and what did it take me? 30, 45 minutes out of my day. And it changed our relationship forever. And you know what I think is most important? It might have changed the way that she looks at the church. It might change the way that she looks at Jesus Christ. Number three is give a holiday gift. Give a holiday gift. By show of hands, who in here has given money to your recycling mailman, mailwoman, or trash person? a lot of people. Yeah, of course we do that. I have. But I've never made my amazing mom's chocolate toffee and handed it out to my neighbors. And I make it, it's fire, okay? I'm telling you, Heath Bar's got nothing on this. And I usually make it every Christmas time, and I give it out to staff and my friends and stuff, but I've never thought, well, why wouldn't I give some to my neighbors? I've never given them a gift, but that could go a long ways. All right, number four, this one I really like. Have ultimate motives, not ulterior motives. Write that down. We're going to leave that one on the screen for a minute. Have ultimate motives, not ulterior motives. Now, ultimate motives are larger hopes and dreams that you desire for your kids, for your life. And now, so if you have those, your neighbor has those as well. So you know what? Start praying for your neighbor. Start praying for them by name. Start praying for their gardens. Oh yeah, I found this out quickly in Steamboat. Gardens are important to people, really important. Start praying for them. Start praying for their bachelor's degree that they're going through, for their kids, okay, for their elderly parents. Start praying for every little thing, even the large things. And here is why. Because when we start praying for our neighbors like that, small talk takes on a whole new meaning when you value the ordinary parts of people's life. Me just saying, hi, Ty, how you doing? That's completely different because I know him. I've prayed for him. I've gone through fire with him, and he has with me as well. We know each other. And if I'm praying for my neighbor and their hopes and their dreams, when I say hello to them, it's not just, hi. It's like, oh, man, hey, hi. Hey, Tanya, how you doing, man? Oh, man, kids look great. Everything's looking awesome. It's wonderful. It's so much more meaningful. We've got to have ultimate motives, not ulterior. Because here's the thing, okay? I don't want you to feel like you have to steer the conversation to, can you come to church? You come to church, you know? I've been meeting with Nick and Joel for this Run Uganda thing for the last month, you know? And I haven't asked him to church one time. And you know why? Because that's not my job. I'm gonna let him see Jesus inside of me. Please don't invite your neighbors to church. I want you to let them see Jesus inside of you. You keep loving them like it's yourself. You keep loving them like you love yourself. And I guarantee God will open up a time where they're like, hey, what do you do? Why are you so nice to this? God will open up the door where they will ask you about your faith and about your experiences in church. I promise you, it will happen. We have got to have ultimate motives, not ulterior motives, okay? Number five is be available and say yes when you can. This one is tough, all right? Be available and say yes when you can. This one is a tough one, okay? Because we've got to get out of our fear, out of our discomfort, out of our little havens. Here, try being outside more often. What? Oh man, now it's beautiful again. Come on, thank you, Jesus, all right? I was gonna say, except today, but now it's clearing up. But be outside more often. Go for walks. Spend some time in your front yard. Wave, like I said, say hi to people. If you live in an apartment, go to the commons area, because you know what that says when you're out and about doing things like that in your neighborhood. It says, you know what, hey, I'm here and I'm available. Now, it might take a while for you to build that trust, but when they ask you, hey, will you help me lift up this lawnmower in the back of my truck? Absolutely. Hey, will you help me? Man, can I borrow your snowblower? Absolutely, of course. Oh, hey, can I borrow your truck, to move my couch? No. Just kidding. I always get asked for that. I'm just kidding. But be available for people to help them. Because in the Bible, I mean, Jesus, he doesn't just listen to people so that he can get something to critique them. Jesus is listening with his mind, his heart, his soul, his eyes, his ears. And when he's talking to people, he's giving them his undivided attention. Like, oh man, Carolyn, you're having this party today. That's so awesome. Congratulations on graduating. You know, oh man, you know what? What are you going through? What problems? Let me take off all of my notifications. You know what? Let me just sit down and talk to you and listen and hear. What are you going through? Because it's very rare that we do that. It's very rare that we do that. We got to be available and say yes to people when it's time. Okay, number six is remember people and their names. Now, this is the hardest one for me ever. I am literally like, hey, how you doing? Oh, Tanya, I'm Jeff. Hey, nice to meet you, ma'am. I mean, I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. So my wife told me to do this years ago when we moved into the neighborhood. Okay, this is my list, and I have it. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get it up in about. I can get my list on my phone in about 4 seconds. Okay. Now I have 3 dogs. We have a lot of dogs in our neighborhood. So if they have a dog emoji, it's beside them. But what happens is I'll be walking and we'll be out and about, and I'll see some of the people on the list. And if I don't know their names, I'll be like, get my phone out real quick, and I'll be like, oh, Larry, oh my goodness, how are you doing? Oh, man, how is Mookie doing? Oh, Mookie, you got Mookie in Hamilton. Oh, Nava, yeah, she's so cute. I do that. I do that intentional. You know why I do that? You know why I do that intentionally? Is because when people come up to me, and when I go up to people and I know their name, it means that I see value in their life. It means they're important enough for me to remember their name and to know their name. If you don't believe me, ask Scott Ford. Man, he is crazy. He has a gift. He memorized like 700 people's name when he was in college over a 4-year time span. That was like a gift that he was given, And that's just crazy to me. I have to really work at it and make lists and stuff and keep repeating it back like that. But people feel special when you do that. They feel really, really special. I know I do. Number seven, this is the last one. Number 7 is gather a few neighbors for a meal. Got quiet in here, huh? About half of you are like, I'm out of here. I don't want to do that, okay? But seriously, what I was talking about is the whole Bible of the Gospels centers around Jesus Christ. In those 4 books, it's what he's doing. He had the Great Commission. The Great Commission, you know what that means? It's like there's really a couple of rules. Love God, love people. There's the commandments, and then God calls it the Great Commission, and we're supposed to go disciple people. And that doesn't mean sit down in a classroom and, I'm going to teach you this. No, Jesus didn't do that. He said, hey, come on, let's go. Hey, come on, hey, remember going over to Mahogany Ridge, man? I'm buying, okay? Got steaks all around, okay? That's what he did. He just went to people's homes and he shared life and he shared food with them, okay? Gather a few neighbors or one neighbor and share a meal with them, okay? This could be a huge invitation and a step forward for you and your neighbors. I had the chance to go to Israel last October, and we formed a connect group out of it. Afterwards, we met once a month. Well, we met at my friend's house, Todd and Molly Hayes. If you guys know them, Molly is she is the hostess with the mostest. I mean, she has this, she teaches an etiquette class in Molly Manners. I didn't even know what the word etiquette was. I had to look it up. And she is just, I went into her house for this party, and it's like red carpet, like 16 different waters, smelled good. There was aroma in the air. It was just like 14 different desserts and everything. And I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. And she's incredible. That's her gifting. That might not be your gifting, and that's okay. You don't have to do that. It's not about the presentation for your neighbors. It's about you opening up your life and investing just a little bit of time and showing them that you love God and you love them just like you love yourself. You know what? I got 250 chairs next door and I got 25 round tables. I had some friends that put up some tables and chairs outside and did a little ice cream bar and kids kept coming around. I will bring those tables to you. I will give you chairs if you need them. You just let me know. That is my job. I am the outreach person here at SCC. Okay, they don't pay me to do the outreach to the whole community. I would love to be able to do that. They pay me so I can empower you as a church for us to go out and love on our community as we love ourselves. And I'm here to help you. And so that's why block parties, baby, come on, all right? You knew the ask was coming sometime. But this whole series, all the churches are doing the same messages and we're going together in June and trying to have block parties, okay? We're gonna have small ones, okay? Little small ones with a couple of houses, all right? And I've talked to multiple people about it. They're like, oh, we're just gonna do this little tiny one. You know what? Conestoga Circle. I'm doing it big, okay? I'm talking freaking mechanical bull, cotton candy, Ferris wheel, okay, dunk tank. It's gonna be horse ride. I don't know. It's gonna be amazing though, but that's my gifting. That's what I do, full band, and like, you know? But see, these block parties aren't about, it's not about, oh, here, let me give you an SCC card. Oh, here, let me give you an Anchor Way card. Let me give you, no. We're not doing that. We're doing these block parties so that we can just have a great time with our neighbors after these 2.5 years have been just so crazy. You can do you don't have to go huge like me. You can do a potluck, okay? BYOF, bring your own food, okay? If you want to do BYOB, that's fine, all right? Nobody, that wasn't funny? I thought it was hilarious, okay? You could do a sidewalk chalk festival. If you have a lot of kids, you buy a ton of sidewalk chalk and you give it all to the kids and they go around, they decorate it, and then I'll provide a $50 gift card to the winning kids for Fuzzy Wigs or something like that. Neighborhood pizza party. That's super easy. Order a bunch of pizzas. If you don't have the financial means and you want to partner with us, that's what we're here for. We want to help this. S'mores party. Man, you do it like 8 in the evening, right when it gets dark. Set up a bunch of s'mores. Make sure that you have chocolate and Reese's peanut butter cups because that's the real s'more. Come on, all right? And kids love that. And it's a great way for you to mingle with parents and other adults. This one's my favorite. A dog and pet dress-up party. Come on, okay? Like you bring your favorite pet all dressed up and make it like a show and have the kids all over here judge. And the winner and the winning family, I'll give them a free grooming session, okay? Or whatever they need. Popcorn in a movie. Simple and easy, okay? I've got 3 of these like big popcorn machines that look all professional, and I even have a little projector I got because we used to take it camping, and we'll stretch a white screen. I'll bring that to your house. I'll set it up. You could have a little lawn. It'd be like, hey, okay, neighbors, it's Disney night all night. You know, I mean that would be awesome. People would love that. There's so many ways for us to have block parties. I'm telling you, anything that you need. I have a friend, Anna's Party Rentals. She partnered with us for Easter extravaganza. She has everything. I'm talking bumper cars. She's got a hungry hippo inflatable. She's got little small ones for little kids. If you guys have toddlers, anything that you need, I'm here to help empower you because I don't want any recognition. SCC definitely does not want any recognition. We want you to be the champions in your neighborhood. We want you to start building those relationships in your neighborhood. You know why? Because your neighbors just might need it. And no matter what, planning, promoting, door flyers, organizing, anything, Jeff@steamboatchristian.com. Okay, come up afterwards. I'll give you my cell phone. I want to make this happen for our town and for our community. And here's why. Luke chapter 14. A man prepared a great feast. He sent out many invitations. And when the banquet was ready, he sent a servant to tell the guests, come, the banquet is ready. But they all began making excuses. One said, oh man, you know what? I just bought about 20 acres over in Yampa. Oh man, I got to inspect it. Please excuse me. Verse 19, another one said, man, I just bought a brand new RV and 3 side-by-sides, okay? We are going camping this weekend. Please excuse me. Verse 20, another one said, I just got married, so I'm done forever. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm married. Verse 21. The servant returned and told his master what they had said, and the master was furious. And he said, go quickly into the streets, into the alleys of your town, and invite the poor, invite the crippled, invite the blind, invite the lame. See, many of the issues that we have in our community and in our world can be drastically improved if we learned to be a town and a nation of great neighbors. Today, I'm challenging you. I'm challenging myself, okay? I'm challenging anyone who is watching this right now. Let us please take the second greatest commandment literally and seriously. And let us love our neighbors as ourselves, because, man, the last 2 years, I'm telling you, the isolation and the chaos, man, for me personally, I struggled. I felt poor. I felt crippled. I felt blind so many times. I felt lame, and I know that I am not the only one. I know I'm not. I know that some of your neighbors out there, they need this just like I need it. Let's stand this morning. We're going to sing a song.
When I lift my voice and shout, every wall comes crashing.
Come on, I want you to think of the neighbors right now that are on your brain that you know that you want to start talking to, showing love to.
When I open up my mouth, miracles start breaking out. I have the authority.
See, come on, Jesus is giving you the authority
Jesus has given me.
to do a block party, all right?
And when I lift my voice and shout, every wall comes crashing down. I have the authority. Yeah.
See, some of our neighbors, they built up walls. They're waiting to be broken down by you.
Open up my mouth, miracles start breaking out. I have the authority. Yeah. Jesus has given me.
Come on, church, sing us out.
You are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Every battle you've won, and I am who you say I am. You crown me with confidence. I am seated in the heavenly place, undefeated, with the one who has conquered it all.
See what giant in your life needs to fall. Because I know that we all have giants in our life that, man, that just need to be broken down. God, I just lift up right now to you. I pray, God, that you just break these walls down in our hearts and in our lives, so that we can be more open and invested into our neighbor's life. God, we ask that you open up their hearts to the possibility of us loving them like we love ourselves. I ask for opportunities starting today, right when we walk out, God, right when we drive into our driveway, right when we get into our apartment complex, God, that you'll open up opportunities. You'll specifically put a neighbor right there. So we have to be put to the test right then and there. Because what would it look like, Lord, if we were a town that loved all of our neighbors like we love ourselves? I really agree. I think that a lot of our problems would be drastically changed in this valley, in this nation, and across this world. In your name I pray. Amen. 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 Hey, thank you guys. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Hey, I've just got a couple of things. One is if, you know what, maybe that's you. You're like, man, forget about my neighbor. I am poor. I am crippled. I am blind. I am going through the fire right here and right now. There is no shame in that. You come up and talk to us. We've got a prayer team with Leilani right on this side. If you're new, I would love to meet you over here. And if you want to do a block party, please email me or text me or come up and say hi to me. And if you don't want to do a block party, I understand that is a lot. Summers are crazy. Man, start with these other things, these small ways. Okay, and please report back to us. We want to hear your stories of life change. We want to hear your stories of how you've bonded with your neighbors and maybe things have just changed and happened and everybody, it's like, wow, man, we want to hear those stories, okay? Hey, we love you guys. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully Jesus bring us some sun. Thank you guys. See you next week. Thanks, girl. Ooh, thank you. Hello.